Welcome back, everyone. This is Thomas Triple T Tie with another new bullish crypto analysis. Before we dig in and take a look at the crypto and equities market charts and trends today, remember this is for edutainment only and not to be considered as financial advice. Additionally, I would appreciate it if you could help spread my easy to understand analysis so others can make more informed decisions. And you can do that by smashing the like, ringing my bell, hitting subscribe if you haven't, and also share your thoughts in the comment section. All those things not only benefit you, but also benefits, helps the YouTube algorithm to spread it out. So I would appreciate that very, very much. So let's dig in and take a look at this is part one of two. This is mainly the charts and analysis. And the second part that follows this in a separate video will be for the macro news that may impact the market. So let's dive in. This is Bitcoin's current market heat map. We have BTC 35.95 K, dominance 41.38, Ethereum 2.7K, it's down 1.51, and Bitcoin's down 1.01 compared to 24 hours ago. Luna's also down 78 and 46. And overall, it's mostly red. We have some greens here. BNB's green, Uni's green, Cake is green, Algo, XLM, Vet. What is that? XZT, yeah. Leo. But yeah, we mostly red. Let's take a look at the total cryptocurrencies market cap. Today is $1.65 trillion. That's down from yesterday by 0.58%. And here's the heat map for the equities market in the U.S. It's red. We have mostly red, mostly reds, and then we have muted reds. But we have some spots of sectors that are green. So let's go through the sectors. Sectors that correlate with crypto, technology, and communication services, because they contain a lot of tech companies. Technology is mostly muted red, and software applications really bright red, but everywhere else is pretty muted red, and some muted, a few muted greens here. Microsoft down 0.78. We got Nvidia also down 85 basis point. TSM down 59 basis point. AMD's up 1.67%. IBM's up 1.21. Is it 27? Yeah, 1.27%. Software applications really bright red right now. They're down pretty hard. But overall, it's I would say muted red, with the exception of software application. For communication services, it's similar. We have red to muted red, some spots of greens here. Internet information's red to muted red. Google's down 79 basis points. Facebook down 2.21%. And in case you don't know, 100 basis points is equivalent to 1%. So if you have 79 basis points, that's like 0.79 of a percent. Verizon's up 0.90%. So overall, like you can see here, it reflects the crypto market because there's positive correlation from tech companies with crypto. Consumer silico over here, we have red to muted red, a few greens here. McDonald's is green, 69 basis point up. TM is up 2.12. So Tesla's down 64 basis point. Amazon down 1.2. So red to muted red with speckles of greens here. Consumer defensive, it's more mixed. We have greens and reds. Walmart down 2.07. Procter Gamble up 96 basis points. Costco's down 2.68, I think. Target's also down 2.47. But yeah, it's mixed bag here in consumer defensive. Financials, it's mixed between reds and muted red. More muted red than reds here. The bank diversified is pretty muted. Credit services pretty red. Asset management's pretty red to muted red. But banks regional, it's kind of muted. Same thing with financial data, insurance life, and insurance diversifies is kind of muted green. Healthcare, I would say it's mixed. Drug manufacturers muted greens to muted red, and then we got healthcare plans here. It's United Health. It's up 1.22. CVS. What is this? CL. I don't know what that is. But anyways, that's green up here, but muted down here, and some reds down here. Biotechnology is pretty red. Medical devices, it's mixed from muted red to red. Not a lot of greens here. Overall, here it's pretty mixed here, but there are more reds down in this lower quadrant here. Industrials muted red to it's muted red to reds here. Real estate, similarly, red to muted red, more muted red, a few speckles of greens. Energy is popping today. Energy is very green. I think the most green sector, all of them. And then utilities is green to muted green. Basic materials, muted red to reds here. So it's with the exception of energy and probably utilities. The rest are pretty red to muted red, I would say. So we'll see that in the trends pretty soon. And here it is. We have this is TradingView, 30-minute time frame, 7-day range on each column. Left column is the United States markets. The middle column is the European and Stochx 600 markets. The right column here is the Australian and Asian markets. And on the far right, we have the my watch list. Let's go through the watch list first, and then we'll go through the rest. A Nasdaq, you see here, is down 22, I think? Yeah, 1.22% that is down. SPX is down 0.57%. Dow Jones Industrial Average is down, I think it's 3.0. Yep, down 0.30. And VIX Volatility Index is hanging around 30. It's down 3.24. That is down. And so you can see there, all three indexes are down. And this 30 for VIX is the start point of pretty volatile. And it's been above that and right around there. The Dixie, it's up 0.14 or 14 basis points. And that's around 103.69.70. The U.S. 10-year yield, it's pretty high, 3.14, and the change is 3.42% in the last 24 hours. Oil, it's high today. It's 110, almost 111 dollars per barrel, and that's up 1.71%. Gold is also up 0.30, and silver is down roughly 72 basis points. 72 basis points. Let's take a look at the currencies. The euro is stronger than the dollar by 0.02%, 2 basis points. The pound is weaker than the dollar by 0.2 or 20 basis points, and the dollar is stronger than the yen by 31 basis points. So dollar's holding its own pretty strong, but it's weak against the euro, and we'll see that over here in the Dixie trends here. Let's go over to the U.S. markets and see how it's doing on the trend line. Market open on the green line here. You see that it opened lower than yesterday. It went up slightly when the market opened, and then move this, and then dove down, trended down. But where it's trending down is still above where it opened. So that's a positive sign, I suppose, for the Nasdaq. 7-day period, it's still in the low range of a 7-day period. The chart for SPX here, S&P 500 index, is similar to the Nasdaq. So positive correlation between those two are still there. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, similar graph. Open, I won't go through it since it's similar to the first one, to the Nasdaq, and it's on the lower end of its 7-day range. As far as Bitcoin up here, you can see that yesterday that gigantic drop, and then it chopped sideways mostly, and then hours before the market open, it reaches 7-day low, close to it reaches 7-day low here, and then it moved up as the market opened, and then it dropped back down slightly, and then it's been going sideways. So positive correlation between Bitcoin and Nasdaq and S&P 500. Let's see here. So market open, it went up slightly. The other two went up slightly, and then it dropped back down. The other two dropped back down. So it's mostly there, positive correlation. As far as the negative correlation with the Dixie here, let's check it out. Before the market open, Bitcoin dropped slightly, and then the Dixie dropped slightly. So that's not holding. The negative correlation is not holding. Dixie went up slightly, Bitcoin went up slightly, and then so in that period, there was no negative correlation there, which there usually is. After the market opened, Dixie went up, Bitcoin went down. So the negative correlation there held. So it's a mix. It's a mix. So overall, what's happening in the U.S. market? It's still, we're still losing. People are still selling in the market. That's why we see muted red to red, except for those two sectors, energy and what was the other one? Energy and utilities. So that's the U.S. markets and Dixie and U.S. 10-year yield. It's continued to trend up to recent highs here. Yields move opposite of price. So when yields go up, that means price is dropping, and price is dropping because people are selling out of it. They're selling their bonds, 10-year bonds. Over here in the European market, let's check it out. UK 100. Yesterday it dropped and continued to drop, and then today when the U.S. market opened, it's kind of choppy, but on the lower end, 7-day period, it's at the bottom of the range. The DAX from Germany, it's dropped from yesterday, and U.S. market open, it's still in its low 7-day range. Not looking good in Europe either. So CAC 40 from France, similar situation on the low end of a 7-day period. Stoxx 600, same thing, low end of a 7-day period, dropping since the last trading session. Not looking good there either. In fact, they probably look worse. They probably look worse than the U.S. At least the U.S. It's still up above its lower end, slightly above its lower end on the 7-day period, but European, they're at the bottom of their 7-day period. Let's go over to Australia and Asia over here. Australia, it's looking very similar to the European market, dropping significantly, and it's at the bottom of the 7-day period. So not looking good there for them in that last trading period. Japan's the one exception that's different. Japan, the Nikkei 225, it's pumping. Look at that. It's pumping its last trading period. And in fact, in its 7-day period, it's at its high, a very high point in its last 7-day period. So they're the one exception there. The KOSPI from South Korea, down on its on the low of its 7-day period, and it's been trending down, and in its last period, it's kind of choppy. The Hang Seng HSI from Hong Kong, down is on this low end of a 7-day period. It's been trending down and not looking good either. And similarly with the CSI from Shanghai, China, it's on the lower end, but not the bottom, on the lower end of the 7-day period, but it's declining in this, versus this last 2 period here. So overall, worldwide, with the exception of Japan, all the indexes look miserable. Yeah, not looking good at all globally, and that sucks. But we'll get, the markets have its peaks and valleys, its troughs and peaks and troughs or something like that. But it's we're not at the bottom. I don't think we're at the bottom yet. There's some room left on the bottom to go, and so I'm sure we'll head toward that direction. But it's tough. It's one thing for like the U.S. to be down, the world to be up, because that can counterbalance. But when you have the world economy all tanking, or mostly tanking, it's tough because they just kind of like play off each other. I appreciate your time. I hope you found this helpful and useful. And please share my simple to understand analysis to help others by smashing the like and ringing the bell, hitting subscribe. And if you haven't, leave a comment and share with me what your thoughts are. I know my video, when viewed on Twitter, it's easy to view on Twitter because it just plays in the tweet. But if you could, just please exit out of there and actually play it in the YouTube app so you can interact with it, so I can hear your comments and stuff. So that would be appreciated. All right, I'll see you in the next video, and where I will review the macro news that may impact the market. I'll see you there. Peace.